Hello, friends, and welcome to today's episode. He saw the two officials walk up to his house and put up a fence around it. Stephen told them that the rock was in a box on the dining room table when they asked where it was. Putting on their safety gear, they went inside to safely get rid of it while he and his wife stood outside, shocked. After a short time, the police came back out of the house and told the scared couple what they had found. It all began in the spring of 2016. Stephen Whitten and his wife Viola were walking along their favorite part of the beach in Lancashire, England. It was Middleton Sands. They lived in the town of Overton, which is just a short distance from the beach with its beautiful views of the Irish Sea. Many walkers and dog owners like to go to Middleton Sands, but Stephen and Viola liked going along a less busy part of the beach more. They were taking in the view when Stephen smelled something strange and unpleasant in the air. They had no idea that what they were about to find would make their lives different. They didn't mean to, but they followed the bad smell all the way to where it came from. On the beach, there was a strange, smelly rock about the size of a football. It looked like it was made of wax and had been worn smooth by years of being hit by waves. What did they find? Stephen slowly touched the rock. He had read about weird things found on the beach in the area before, but this was the first time he had heard of something like it. He picked it up and wrapped it in Viola's scarf because he was interested. He couldn't wait to check online to see if what he thought was true. Stephen used his fisherman's scales to measure the strange lump as soon as they got home. He and his wife were even more excited when they saw the number 3.5 pounds. He talked about the rock in a Facebook neighborhood group and put a picture of it online. Soon, a lot of people were commenting on his post. Others thought it looked like a rocket, while others thought it might be a piece of volcanic rock from a volcano deep under the ocean. Someone who wasn't a scientist quickly suggested that Stephen do the magnet test to be sure. They were all wrong in the end, though. It's rough, like wax on a candle, and feels like a rock-hard rubber ball. The wax sticks to your fingers when you touch it, Stephen later said in an interview. But what was it about this strange rock that made the Whitten family so upset? In fact, Stephen knew it was time to freak out after putting the thing up against a magnet. The magnet test proved that the rock did not contain iron, which meant it was not a meteorite at all. And nothing explained why the thing smelled bad. Stephen told them he didn't know what they were working on or if it was risky. The guys in safety suits showed up after a short phone call. Two officials went to the house and put up a fence around it. Stephen and his wife were outside giving them directions while they went inside to safely get rid of the material. The rock they had found was in a box on the dining room table. They came back out after a few minutes of careful inspection and told the scared couple the news. When the officials told Stephen that he hadn't picked up anything dangerous on the beach, he felt better. But when they told him what the rock was, his eyes got really big. They said that pieces of ambergris do sometimes wash up on the shore, but it's very rare. But what does ambergris mean? It turns out that ambergris has been very sought after for hundreds of years. A bad smell that is described as like a cross between squid and farmyard manure describes it. However, the smell gets better over time. Ambergris has been used in high-end perfumes for a very long time. Some scientists think it might even be good to eat. Ambergris is actually a waste product from whales. Whales make it in their bile tubes and then get rid of it. Even though it sounds gross, this is so rarely found in nature that the right person could get a lot of money for it. On their way to the beach, Stephen and Viola had just found it. They were shocked by how lucky they were. There was a catch, though. The sperm whale is the only type of whale that makes ambergris. Sperm whales live in seas all over the world, even near the coast of Britain. People have been measured to be over 63 tons heavy and can grow to be 67 feet long. The number of sperm whales has grown, but these beautiful animals weren't always so common. People used to hunt sperm whales for their fat, which was used to make everything from pencils and candles to machine oil and soap. It's true that ambergris was also collected for its unique smell. It's said that between 1900 and 2000, up to 1 million whales were killed. In the 1980s, fishing was banned, and ambergris was part of that. Ambergris is even more mysterious and hard to find because it is made very slowly, over years. It is also thought that not all sperm whales make it. According to experts, only about 1% of the sperm whale species will make the material that people want. It's also strange that it lives mostly in the Atlantic Ocean. Almost every country, including the US, does not allow the trade of ambergris. In the United States, trade in ambergris is against the law because it is part of a larger ban on killing and using whales for work. However, ambergris is not used at all in the UK, which is good news for Stephen. How much did it really cost? As it turned out, a man in Morecambe had found another piece of ambergris on the beach not far from where Stephen and Viola had found theirs. This surprised the Whittons. Wow, that piece sold for a crazy $155,000. How much would the Whittons get for their floating gold? The ambergris piece found in Morecambe was about 6 pounds heavy and twice as big as the piece found in Whitton. That still meant the ambergris could sell for around $65,000. That's a crazy amount of money for a piece of whale waste. What do Stephen and Viola plan to do with all of their extra money? Did they want to settle their debt or pay off their house? Or maybe leave early? In a great example of British restraint, Stephen told the Daily Mirror in a humble way, "If it's worth a lot of money, it will help us buy a static caravan." It would be wonderful if it came true. That's it for today, friends. Please let us know what you think about this story. Thank you for watching, and we'll see you soon for more amazing stories.